All right, let's get right into it. In today's explainer, we're diving into a phenomenon you've probably noticed in your own life. You know, that 50-year-old neighbor, the one who never really shows off, seems to live completely stress-free, and somehow always has plenty of cash on hand? Well, today, we're breaking down the math behind their secret wealth loop. We're going to look at 20 specific business models for 2026 that perfectly illustrate a fascinating economic reality, which is why the most incredibly boring businesses actually earn the absolute most money.
So, what is their big secret? I'll tell you right now, it is definitely not a flashy tech startup. It's not some viral social media brand or an influencer empire. Not at all. Instead, their wealth is built on models so extraordinarily boring that 99% of people never even consider them. You see, when we picture wealth, we tend to picture all the glitz and glamour. But the reality living right next door to you, it's entirely different. The difference in strategy here is just so obvious. While most people completely drain their energy and their wallets chasing cool ideas in these highly saturated, unpredictable markets, the wealthiest individuals are just quietly running boring operations. Why do they earn so much more? It's simple, because they solve everyday, unsexy human necessities that literally never go out of style. Just to put this into perspective, by 2026, a massive 94% of small business owners project growth. And here's the kicker. The highest projections aren't in the tech sector. They're in everyday essential services. This number is huge, and it proves that future economic growth isn't about reinventing the wheel. It's simply about keeping the wheel turning for everybody else.
Okay, so let's talk about where this stability comes from. Let's look at the passive powerhouses, the businesses that boast the highest survival rates.
These are the types of operations that practically run themselves. And the undisputed king of the boring business world? The laundromat. It boasts a staggering 94.8% success rate at the 5-year mark. Think about why they earn so much money. They have 90% repeat customers and can hit profit margins of around 50%. You never have to spend your marketing budget convincing people to wash their clothes, right? Clothes just get dirty on their own. And the best part is the customers do all the physical labor themselves.
Next up in the passive powerhouse world is self-storage. Just look at that. A massive 41% net margin. We're talking about an industry that right now has more U.S. locations than McDonald's and Starbucks combined. It's recurring income at its absolute finest. Because honestly, customers will often keep paying their monthly bill for years simply because they completely forget what they've even stored in there. This really highlights how automation and memberships create incredibly predictable income. Take the automated car wash. That's a $15 billion industry relying on a rain or shine membership model. Then you've got vending machines and ATMs, which are brilliant, low entry cost assets just generating passive transaction fees 24/7. And maybe my favorite, perhaps the most boring of all, ice vending. You are literally just selling frozen water. Why does it earn so much? Well, 0 employees, the machine pays for itself in just 12 to 18 months, and boom, 24/7 passive income. But what if you don't want to rely on machines? What if you're willing to put in a little elbow grease? That brings us to sweat equity gold mines.
If you're willing to step away from the keyboard and get your hands dirty, the profit potential just skyrockets. The secret here is stepping up from the operator to the manager in these contract businesses. In pest control and landscaping, that single shift takes you from a $40,000 physical grind to a $200,000 business. A pool cleaner, they can earn 6 figures working half days. Pat waste removal, yes, literally poop scooping, can bring in nearly $100,000 a year with virtually 0 overhead. And trash hauling, someone else's junk is literally becoming your recurring income.
And we can't talk about sweat equity without mentioning pressure washing. The reason this specific business earns so much is its built-in marketing. Seriously, pressure washing a driveway often leads to the entire neighborhood calling you, simply because they walk outside and see the immediate, highly visible results of your work right next door. The service sells itself before you even hand out a single business card.
All right, let's pivot a bit and explore high-margin specializations.
By targeting hidden niches driven by legal requirements and shifting demographics, you can enter zero-competition environments. These specializations prove you can achieve massive margins just by fulfilling necessities everyone else ignores. Commercial cleaning? That offers single auto-renewing contracts for an office or a school that can run up to $10,000 a month. Parking lot striping is actually a legal requirement for businesses, yet almost nobody knows this niche even exists, so your competition is practically zero. And appliance repair is booming right now because current technicians are retiring and very few young people are entering the trade. Fixing a $2,000 refrigerator for $200 is a recession-proof service people will always happily pay for. You know, sometimes the best businesses are simply the ones that are easiest to start. Getting certified as a notary public can cost as little as $50 to $150, and if you happen to be bilingual, you have a massive advantage in mortgage closings. Or you could act as a middleman in scrap metal. Collecting the precious metals inside discarded electronics, it's a highly lucrative niche people call urban ore. And while it certainly isn't glamorous, owning a fleet of portable restrooms renting for up to $175 a day each, that can easily generate massive six-figure recession-proof revenue. So bringing all these concepts together, what is the ultimate game plan for 2026? This brings us to our 20th business, the ultimate low-barrier strategy that perfectly synthesizes convenience and recurring income, the wash and fold delivery service. The absolute beauty of this model is you don't even need to own the laundromat. You just partner with an existing facility, handle the logistics, and keep a 30 to 40% margin. You earn high profits by monetizing the one single thing people value way more than money, their time. Now, if the math is this clear and the opportunities are this good, we have to ask, what is standing in the way of everyone capturing this wealth? It almost always comes down to misplaced pride. Let's look at Daniel and Alex. Daniel is completely draining his savings. He spent $36,000 on software subscriptions and eating out over 5 long years, just waiting for a cool tech miracle to strike. Meanwhile, Alex gets his hands dirty. He spends just $3,500 on a pressure washer, hits the pavement knocking on doors, and 3 years later, he's billing $180,000 a year. Alex put his pride aside and actually built a reality. The ultimate takeaway from all this source material is perfectly captured right here. True financial freedom is found in sustainability, not flashiness. Boring businesses earn more because they are completely disconnected from the hype cycle. They provide the ultimate luxury, which is the absence of financial fear.
So, I want to leave you with this provocative thought to chew on. Stop waiting for the idea of the century. Look at the undeniable math behind essential services. Overcome the need to look cool and decide which boring business is going to build your freedom today. Keep your eyes open for the true mechanics of wealth, because I promise you, they are hiding right in your neighborhood. Thanks for joining.